4 priests have been removed after admitting they molested an altar boy. It's like all 4 of them got this one altar boy.
Oh, man. No kidding.
Yeah.
4 priests teamed up on one altar boy?
Well, you know, it seems that this was the boy. You know, if you were the priest at this parish, you got this boy.
Is Ralph still here? He's got an altar boy story.
No, he left.
Really?
Yeah.
But I can tell you, I mean, he told it to me pretty good.
Well, we'll wait till he comes in. It'll be funny to hear him
maybe
tell
he'll hear us and call us on the phone or something.
Imagine usually the altar boy is some kid whose father maybe isn't even in the house anymore, and the mother maybe wants to send the kid to church.
To send him to church so he'll be around a good influence.
Yeah, he wants to be around role models, and hey, who better than priests? Needs a father figure. And meanwhile, 90% of the priests are gay, so you give him a gay role model.
That's a good percentage.
All right, 98. I'm sorry, it's a little low. And these are guys who grew up in really Catholic backgrounds who basically say, oh, my God, I'm attracted to men, I'm attracted to men, what am I going to do? And they become priests, and they think that, well, now they'll take a vow of celibacy.
They'll pray on their knees and God will take it away.
Yeah.
That awful thing they want to do.
Begging altar boys to pick up the crucifix.
Well, just listen to this story.
How old's the kid?
Well, he's an older guy now because this happened back in the 70s. But this cardinal down in Washington, James Cardinal Hickey. I love those cardinals.
Hickey. Chai. Oh, bony fingers.
Oh, come to Papa.
This is the first time he's ever had to dismiss so many priests at once for the same thing. Churchgoers in 5 parishes where the 4 had served learned the news at Mass on Sunday when the priest read a letter from Cardinal Hickey, according to the Washington Post. One of the 4 also admitted to abusing a second youth from 1988 until 2 years ago.
Wow.
Monsignor William Laurie was the first one to learn about the problem. What had happened was the young man who was the victim of all of this started to have some marital problems. And he went into counseling. And that's when he decided to call Monsignor Laurie and talk to him about what happened to him.
Monsignor Laurie?
Yeah. So the Monsignor called the 4 priests in and said, hey, there's a dude out there who says you all did him. And they all admitted it.
Oh, really? Right off the bat, huh?
Yeah, they all cracked.
Haven't they learned from O.J.? Deny. I mean, everyone knows O.J. committed murder. He just sits there like, hey, what are you guys talking about? This is crazy.
The former altar boy, now a 34-year-old professional living in the Baltimore area, requested anonymity. He said he was 11 or 12 when Father Schaefer, then pastor at St. Matthias Roman Catholic Church in Maryland, gave him a job after school answering telephones in the rectory. The man said Father Schaefer would take him to his bedroom in the rectory or to a classroom in the parish school where they would engage in sex. In 1974, Father Schaefer was transferred to another parish and replaced by Father Smith, who also abused the boy.
Do you think they had a conversation and said, hey, listen, if you want to get some good action?
Tap him.
Right. I love that word rectory, too. It's so close to rectum.
Yes. So Father Smith also abused the boy until he was 17. While Father Smith was the pastor, and the former altar boy was still around, he would give him off to another visiting priest when he would come in.
Wow.
And to Father Pritchard, who was an associate pastor at the church. So he just sort of spread him around, good old Father. What was it? Father Smith would like to share.
It's one big hag club.
So, yeah.
And what's with this kid? I mean, he seems kind of into it.
Well, he said that it was very confusing for him because part of it doesn't feel bad.
Right.
But then you realize in the back of your head that there's something going wrong here, so you sort of dissociate. So he was just sort of like laying there and taking it.
Right. Like Tex Antoine says.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's like gay or straight today.
He was married to a woman, so he obviously had a heterosexual relationship that wasn't working out too well for him.
What is it?
When he wound up in therapy.
Ralph's on the phone, and by the way, Ralph was an altar boy. That's where his incident took place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know this about Ralph.
Ralph, don't say where you were an altar boy, but go ahead.
No, I wasn't an altar boy. Gary got that wrong.
Oh, okay. Gorilla was an altar boy. He's got his own stories.
Yeah, well, what's your story?
But I went to Catholic school. Anyway, this priest was it was some kind of fishing trip or something. We were going to go fishing.
Yeah, and Ralph was one of those kids whose dad kind of split early on.
Right. So I guess he was trying to give me a father image or something.
Who was it, your mom trying to get you a father image?
I get, you know, it was.
Why don't she show you pictures of Hitler better?
You know, it was even scarier. It was a priest who did counseling.
Yeah, all right.
You know, guidance counselor kind of thing. Anyway, so my mom drops me off the night before.
No wonder the Catholic Church is so against gay people.
Yeah, because they've got them all inside.
Yeah, they got them inside and they're molesting everyone.
You want to quote them?
No wonder they have a bad opinion.
Yeah, of course we don't like gays. Look what they do to kids. We make them priests and they molest everyone. How can we condone this behavior?
It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, so you go on a camping trip.
So we were supposed to be fishing, me and one other guy and this priest.
How old were you?
I was like in
19.
Happened last week.
I was like in 6th or 7th grade, however old you are then.
12, 11, somewhere in there.
Way too old.
Perfect.
Oh, Ralphie.
Perfect. Come fishing, Ralphie.
What's that strange berry on your face, young man?
All right. So my mom drops me off the night before. You know, we're going to sleep over, get an early start. So within like 15 minutes of being there, I sit down in his office with this other guy's in there, and they're looking at magazines. And he goes, "Here, take a look at these." And he opens up a drawer, and he's got a drawer full of like Penthouse, Hustler. I mean, you name it.
The priest.
And there were like hardcore ones in there too. Yeah, the priest.
Oh,
good place to see your first porno.
And then he starts taking out devices like vibrate things with like batteries and wires. I had no idea what the stuff was.
No wonder you're a homo.
Oh my goodness!
Now we understand.
All right, hey, everyone apologizes. Yeah, hey, you never told me this before.
You were turned out by a priest.
It never came up before.
So you mean all of a sudden the guy whips out a bunch of dildos and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's what they were like, hand massagers or something. I mean, I didn't get into it with them, so.
Yeah.
Well, what did you do? Sit and watch?
Well, no. He was
What's this hand massager for? Yeah, so he brings out all the hand massagers and junk. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I just really started getting uncomfortable. I mean, I you know, all this stuff was being thrust at me, and I wasn't even into that kind of stuff at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody knows what that is.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. So then some, I don't know what went on in between, but then it comes time to go to bed, and I go in his bedroom. He's got this bed that's like something out of a movie. It takes up the whole entire room. It's this big, huge 4-post bed, and so he said, you can either sleep in the bed with me and this other guy. There's plenty of room. Come on in. Or you could sleep on the floor. And I was like, well, you know, I think I'll take the floor because I really, you know, I was getting the vibe at that point.
So the other guy obviously had been there before.
Well, the other guy was in for a party. Yeah.
See, were they making a lot of noise in the bed and everything?
Yeah. See, that's what it's like. All right, so I go to sleep on the floor, and I'm like, this bed is like way up high. I couldn't even see what was going on. I'm on the other side of the room, and you know, within like 15 minutes of trying to go to sleep or something, I start hearing.
Oh.
Oh my!
Oh yeah.
And the bed squeaking like.
Oh, Jesus!
I thought he was praying.
Hey, Jackie Puppet's really sad for you. He wants to apologize. He wants to say something to you, Ralph.
Okay.
I'm sorry, faggot.
Oh, man.
You didn't know that you were with a big silly man wearing purple satin? That something would go wrong?
Anyway, thank you, Ralph. So what happened when nothing? Did the kid ever say anything to you? Like something went on?
No. You know, it was so uncomfortable that I just ignored all references to it, and I never did anything.
How does this priest know to pick Ralph and not some blabbermouth?
Because Ralph sends off vibes.
I see.
His gaydar went off.
Gay vibes. At what point did your tooth start rotting in the front?
That's what happened to my tooth, man.
All right, thanks, man.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Ralph dealing with his own pain.
More to that story.
There's a lot more to that story.
Yeah, because there's a portion there where he says, I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, I blanked out.
Yes.
It was this big 4-poster bed.
Yeah, and I ended up on the floor. I just try to
I know he started taking out devices, and I don't remember what happened next.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. I mean, the priest takes out devices, and you're looking at magazines, like, what happens next?
Wait a second. Maybe it was me in the bed.
But then he says, and then it was time to go to bed, and I don't know what happened between the devices coming out of the drawer and going to bed.
Yeah, how does the priest whip out the devices, and then, like, suddenly they're not there anymore? Yeah, I'd like to fill in those holes tomorrow.
When we have him here, and he can't get away.
I don't know. The only thing I can remember is the priest took out some magazines, a custom and stuff, and then he took out some massage oils and vibrators, and then everyone had to get to bed.
He says, I don't know what happened after that, but then it was time to go to bed.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's like Nixon's missing 18 minutes, you know?
Yeah, what happened in that space of time?
Nothing really happened.
He conked me over the head with a chalice.
All I know is when I woke up, I was full.
And just ask yourself a question. If you were sitting there...
Right.
You're supposed to be going on a fishing trip?
Yeah.
And a priest starts doing this stuff?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I get the hell out of the room.
That'd be enough fishing for me.
Yeah. I don't understand, Ralph. I mean, unless you want to take this up tomorrow, what the hell happened? I mean, all of a sudden the priest is showing you.
Take it up tomorrow.
Yeah, he's showing you. Yeah, give you some time to think up an alibi. I don't understand. Like he took out vibrators and everything, and then like what happens? All of a sudden you're getting ready for bed.
I don't know. Maybe we had something to eat. I mean,
how could you forget?
Did he watch you get naked?
It was traumatic, Robin. You know how like Oprah tries to forget what happened with her family.
Then you want to go to a hypnotist and sort of like open that up.
Open that up.
You could have a good lawsuit against this guy.
Do it on the air.
I have a question too. The next day when you guys went fishing, did you go like off a dock with a lot of people, or was it like a private sort of area?
Camping trip?
We drove down to like a friend of his, and we went out on a boat.
So did the homo activity
double date?
The homo activity stopped the next day? Like was all this weird stuff going on the next day? It just stopped?
Yeah. Oh no, because it wasn't nighttime, and I bailed out of it as soon as we got home.
Yeah, sure you did.
You can tell us anything.
Yeah, dude. This story's got a lot of holes to be punched into it.
And why? You didn't even tell your mother?
No, how could I tell my mother?
Oh.
Very easily.
Mom, the priest showed me some porno and vibrators.
Yeah, I mean, what am I going to say?
So what happened? Did your mom send you off on more trips with the guy and stuff?
My mom had her own problems at the time. No, I just kind of like said, no, I don't want to go, or if something came up, I just wasn't into it. I didn't make myself available.
And Gorilla even said...
What happened when you undressed for the night? I mean, was he there with you?
Well, he helped me undress.
Oh.
No, nothing happened.
Come here, P.D.
I modeled for him.
Like Howard Gorilla...
Yeah, we just like took our panties and all.
You were the chosen one, Ralph.
Thank you, Father, for our sins.
He put me up on a giant cross naked.
So you still know the other guy?
No, I mean, I don't know what happened.
You got to get in touch with him.
Suicide.
I could give you his name.
No, don't give me his name.
Like Gorilla was even saying, like, why would the priest even give Ralph the option of sleeping on the bed if it's this huge bed?
Yeah.
Why would he say, okay, this is where you and I and Joe will sleep in the bed?
No, I'm going to sleep on the floor.
It was either that or wear the leather mask.
Do I have to keep this red ball in my mouth all night?
And you kept your mouth shut while all this moaning and groaning is going on?
All right, Robin, listen to me. This is going on in a big...
I'm not interested.
Why would the priest let him sleep on the floor?
Right.
He's supposed to be taking care.
Please.
Wouldn't you be scared to death of exposure if the other kid wouldn't go along?
He was in there.
There's a lot of use in that bed.
There just seems to me to be a problem.
Could be.
They were fighting for who was
Priest
first.
and boys.
Here's a bread on a pre-sandwich.
All right, let's take a break. Hey, Ralph claims he wasn't in the bed.
We believe him.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after these words. Yeah. All right. Tom Chiusano, our general manager, Mr. Italian Catholic, is out there bragging in the halls how for 14 years he's never been molested by one priest. Did you hear that whole rap going on out there?
No, I didn't
you
hear
should have been
that.
out there for the Tom show. You know, Tom walks around and reacts to
He's
things.
taking up for old priests
Yeah.
now?
Therefore, I guess everybody's lying.
Well, maybe you're not the turn-on you think you are.
Yeah. Maybe that ass is getting a little too broad and wide. Can you believe this guy's out there doing a whole lecture? He's bragging. I was never molested or approached.
Like he had a choice.
Yeah. So look at the big smile. So proud of himself. 14 years of Catholic education.
I'm not being proud, and I know, but
I hear you running through the halls like a maniac.
Running through the halls.
People say they can't get away from you. You know, when he hears a topic that he taps into,
Right, yeah.
forget about it.
It's not true.
He's running around with a
It's not
sign.
true.
I have information.
Now, please interview me about my Catholic education.
I'll leave.
All right, fine. Thank you. All right. There you go. All right. Thank you, Tom. Very good. I don't know, the way he walks funny. I think he was molested.
He's still being molested.
Looks like he's got a backside full of jelly.
He's being molested even as we speak.
He looks like... This looks like a carrion back there.
Oh, I knew something was coming.
All right, I'm just kidding. You look great. You look great.
Too many pounds. That's all.
No, you look good. You look good. You look. Believe me, I should look so good at your age. All right, very good.
Got a priest on his back.
Yeah.
What are the knee pads for?